I wanted to show you guys a little bit more of this free motion quilting that I've been doing because I've made quite a few blankets now with it, quite a few quilts with it. And it's something that I really enjoy, and I'm learning a little bit more as I go and just kind of jump into it. So first thing you want to do is change your foot on your machine to your open toe foot. So mine is a different attachment. Depending on your machine, it'll be different. And it just looks like a circle. There's other kinds that you can use, but this is the one that my machine came with. So you just flip that on there. Screw it on nice and tight. And then, oops, not tight enough. Let me get it a little bit better. Sorry, my hands are a little, okay. So now it's on there good. And now what we're gonna do is lower our feed dogs. That's the part under here that goes up and down as you're sewing. So for my machine, it's right down here, and you'll see the two little triangles with a line. You want it to be lowered, so I pushed it down. So now once I start sewing, the feed dogs won't help assist my fabric as it goes through. I'm going to be doing it all by hand. I've put together a little piece, just a square to show you for this demonstration. I put pins in the corners. I don't always pin it, but it might be helpful to pin it. And then for this one, I'm using fleece fabric for the back, and I have a flannel for the front. I've done some with minky, I've done some with cotton. All of them work. It's just your preference, really. This one does not have batting in the middle. You could add batting if you want it to be extra warm, but since there's the fleece back, I don't think it really needs to have it for this. So what you do is you just stick it under there, and I'm going to show you the easy method that I've been using. Is just kind of looks like a scribble or a circle, but I love the way that it looks once it's done because it's nice and tight. These are the gloves that were recommended. Find them extremely helpful, keeping my fabric from shifting. So what I did is I lowered my foot, and I just have it on a straight stitch, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. And what I like to do is a circle and just a scribble, and you can go back and forth all around, just making any design you want. There's no right or wrong way. And you can see that I'm guiding the fabric. It's going along with me. And you just do that throughout the square. And this is a great way if you have a smaller space to be able to just do one square at a time. And if you go, you'll see how I like to do the quilt as you go method, where you can design one block at a time and put them together. I found an easy way to do it, combining some of the different techniques that I found online that you might like. So you can see the back here. You can see the print that I'm doing, or the design. It's just a squiggle, almost like a doodle throughout. You can make them tight together. You can make some loops big, some loops small. But it's a great way for a beginner to start quilting with this until you start learning to get the more control over it in the feel for the free motion. So let me show you some of the other quilts that I've done so far and the designs that I've put on them. All right, so the past week I've been working on a couple different blanket samples using this free motion quilting, and you can see this is a baby blanket that I was working on. You can see the design I did, the one that I was just showing you at my machine, and I did these 4 blocks as one, these 4 blocks as one, and so on, and then I did the border. So they're all separate pieces that were added together. You can see this bird border here is where they were added together with the quilt as you go method, which I also have the video for if you want to check that one out after you're done doing the free motion quilt squares on how to actually put them all together. But I kind of love it because look at the back of this one too. It just has such a cool design. You can see it almost has like a movement to it. So that's a fun one. And then next I started doing this one, which I know I've used in my videos because it's my favorite. And this one I designed each of the blocks separately using my embroidery pen, and you can see the design up close. And what I did is real tight around the flowers, and it's holding the stitches down. I love the way it looks, the back as well. It just has such good texture using that free motion. And you can see the back also using the quilt as you go. I've done white in the middle, and then the outside borders I added a little bit of turquoise to pull it all in together. So that's a fun option as well. But some of you have been asking about other fabrics. So this is one that I'm working on, and I'm using a minky back, and it's really thick and warm. It's not finished yet, so you can see inside. I also have batting, so it's very thick, but you can see on the back of this one, you don't really notice. This was the texture of the fabric, and I used a swirl, so it kind of just blends in. You can't really see my stitching on the back of this one as much. On the front, you can see the free motion that I did. It's just kind of like a doodle. So just a few different options of the free motion. If you guys have any questions, I'm kind of learning as I go, so feel free to ask me questions and we can figure it out together. Thanks.